That's a very good recipe for not knowing what the fuck your future is going to look like, guys. So if you clicked on this video, it's because you want to learn how to tell the future in so many words. There's no way for you to know how to tell your future, but there are tactics, there are things you can learn to kind of like anticipate or set your future up to be as successful as it possibly can be. There are tactics, and that's what I'm going to teach you today. So if you want to learn how to predict your future for 2020, then keep on watching. First one is don't constantly look for the next opportunity. This is called shiny object syndrome, or so many words for it. But basically, if you're always looking for the next big thing, if you're always looking for the next thing that's gonna make you money, or this, or last week this was popular, but now this looks like this is coming up. I'm gonna go for this first. I'm all for trying things out, especially when you're young, especially like when you're like 20s, 30s, like yeah, whatever, go for it. But there's a fine line between trying things out and going for the shiny object and going for every shiny object you see. That's a very good recipe for not knowing what the fuck your future is going to look like. Constantly, trying this and then trying this and then going back to this, and my friend did this. Your future's going to be all fucked up. You're going to go in like 17 different directions. And when are you going to have to show for it at the end of the year? Find something you really believe in, something you really think is going to help you, and stick to it. We have to be patient, guys. You have to be patient. You need to give it at least a few months to see if it's working for you. Next is that your circumstances reveal you. So this is a great way to kind of really predict where you're headed. Look around you, look at your circumstances, and see where you're at. Are you eating shit every day? Not exercising, drinking all the time, you're not moving, you're sitting at a desk, 5 hours. That's a pretty good indication that you're gonna be unhealthy. I mean, that's, yeah, pretty could safely say that's what's gonna happen. Do you have your whole calendar the next few months filled up with all these, like, going out events, or like bars and parties and dinners with friends? That's great. I'm really glad you have a social life, but that's a pretty good indication that you're probably not going to get a lot of work done, right? We only have 24 hours, and it's just math. If a lot of that time is spent hanging out and having fun, like a lot of it, then obviously you're not going to have time to work, or work on the stuff that's important to you, or go work out after work. You know what I mean? So it's just being realistic. Look at your calendar, look at what you have lined up. If all of that is spent being with other people, spending time on their things, helping them with their stuff, then obviously your stuff is gonna fall through. So look at your circumstances and be honest. What are my results telling me that I'm gonna be at in a few months? And adjust. Next is lessons are repeated until learned. So it's this quote from Oprah. I love it. She says basically lessons are repeated until learned, and life will try to teach you the same lesson until you get it. So first, life will throw you a pebble. Maybe you went up a few pounds, like, oh, whatever, I went up a few pounds. I had too much fun at the happy hour the last few weeks. Okay. And then life will throw you a boulder. Oh, wow, I'm up 10 pounds. Okay, well, that's not, it's not great, but I just need to work out a few times, and I'll drop that weight. I won't drink as much or whatever. And life will throw you a car. Oh my God, now I went up the stairs and I'm out of breath. Or, you know what, my friend invited me running and I couldn't run. Or now I'm breaking out in this weird rash thing. I don't know what that is. Little health issues, again, not big deals, but they're there. There are things that weren't there before. But again, you just ignore it, okay, I'm just gonna go to the doctor and take a few pills or whatever. And then next, life throws you a semi. You get a heart attack. That's dramatic, but like, what's the next thing after that? What? You get high blood pressure, you have to get diabetes medication. This is just an example of many ways that life tries to teach you the same lesson, but we don't listen. So stop what you're doing and look at the lessons that life is trying to teach you. Has it already thrown you a few pebbles or a few boulders or even a few cars? If it has, stop and listen. Stop trying to do this new thing. We often don't need to really look out for more new information. We pretty much just need to look around and see what's already happening to us to figure out what we have to do next. Next is surround yourself with people who remind you of your future. This is always a very, very good indication of where you're going to head to next. You are the people you surround yourself with. You are. And I know you have friends and family that you adore, that you love spending time with. But if those people are not a higher level than you, then that's pretty much the level you're going to stay at. Again, look at where your time is spent. It's always spent with people that are, you know, say a 6 and 7, say you consider yourself a 6 or 7, and that's who you spend your most of your time with. When are you ever going to be a 10? When are you ever going to have the opportunity to talk to those people and get to know them and see how they do things and question them and learn from them? If you don't spend time with them, if most of your time is spent with someone else, that doesn't push you, and maybe they're even negative, maybe they, are always complaining. So really look at who you're with, and that's pretty much where you're heading. Basically, what I'm taking away from most of this and how to predict your future is just look around you. Stop looking at podcasts, stop watching videos of tips or whatever. Turn all that shit off and just sit and evaluate your life and where you're really at. Be realistic. Where am I at? Who do I spend my time with? How do I spend my time? And that's a pretty good indication of where your life is heading. But the good thing is you can easily turn that around. Videos I made on habits, things that really turned everything around for me. They're very simple little things, but it's honestly about how you spend your time. So I will link those down below. Keep an eye out for the next video, which is about why you feel like a disappointment. I know not all of you do, but some of you do. I was very surprised. Some of you wrote in and you feel like a disappointment. So we're going to talk about that next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you heard, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and comment below how are you predicting your future in 2020.